We're about to begin Game 2 here between the Victoria Generals and the Brazos Valley Bombers, which will be the last game of the regular season for both of these teams. The field tonight for the Victoria Generals, Brady Disher will be the catcher, Michael Morissette at first, Kyle Boudreau at second, Trip Brown at short, Giancarlo Servin at third, Dominic Cox in left. Count now sits 1-1 here to Cole Coker. 1-1 pitch on the way from Hartman. That one will miss inside, and the count now 2-1. Cole Coker hitting .311 on the year for the Bombers. And the 2-1 pitch from Hartman misses outside, and the count quickly 3-1 here to Coker. .3-1 count. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Boudreau. Throw over to first for out number 1. So after the ground out by Cole Coker, the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 12, Casey Danley. So 1 out, Casey Danley the batter. First pitch on the way from is going to run under it once again for out number 2. 1-0 pitch on the way to Petrinsky will be in there for a strike. So 1-1 count here to Petrinsky. Alex Nielsen the batter on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way from Hartman. That one's going to be swung on and missed for strike 2. And the count quickly 1-2 here to DJ Petrinsky. 1-2 pitch coming from Hagen Hartman. That one will miss just outside. And the count will now be even at 2. So the Bombers clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs with the win last night over the Generals. And the 2-2 pitch from Hartman will be just missing inside, and it'll be a now full 3-2 count here to DJ Petrinsky. Petrinsky hitting .264 on the year. Alex Nielsen the batter on deck. 3-2 pitch from Hartman. Petrinsky's going to foul that one off his own. 3-2 count to Petrinsky. Pitch on the way from Hartman. That one's going to be grounded up the middle, right to the shortstop, Trent Brown. Throw over to first for out number 3. So we're going to head to the bottom of the first inning. Generals and Bombers all knotted up 0-0. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the first inning, Generals and Bombers all knotted up 0-0. Leading off for the Generals tonight is going to be number 7, Anthony Jones. And on the mound tonight for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 30, Trey Morris. First pitch of the game from Morris to Jones is going to miss down and away for ball 1. Anthony Jones hitting .269 on the season for the Generals, as the 1-0 pitch from Morris is going to be swung on and missed. And the count now 1-1. So once again, Trey Morris on the mound for the Bombers. 1-1 pitch to Anthony Jones will be swung on and missed once again, and the count now 1-2. Thomas Jeffries, the batter, on deck. One-two pitch coming on the way from Morris is going to be grounded over to the first baseman, Petrinsky. He's going to run over, step on the bag for an easy out. So Jones grounds out to the first baseman, Petrinsky. And now one out here in the bottom of the first inning. The next batter up is going to be number 16, Thomas Jeffries. So after the foul ball by Jeffries, the count now 0-1. 0-1 pitch on the way from Morris. Will miss outside. And the count now 1-1 here to Jeffries, hitting .397 on the year for the Generals. 2-1 count to Jeffries. Pitch on the way from Morris will miss down and away for ball 3. And the count quickly 3-1 here to Thomas Jeffries. 3-1 pitch from Morris. That one will be in there for strike 2. And it's so after the foul ball by Jeffries, the count remains 3-2. 3-2 pitch coming on the way from Morris. Jeffries is going to fly this one high over to the left side. And the left fielder, Cole Coker, is going to run under it for out number 2. Oh, here to Dominic Cox. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 2-0 pitch coming on the way from Morris. Cox is going to fly this one foul. Fouled off the mask of the catcher, Snidiger. And the count now 2-2. Back here in Victoria, top of the second inning, Generals and Bombers remain tied up 0-0. New pitcher in already for the Victoria Generals. is going to be number 25, Cal Kilgo. So the Generals looking to keep pitchers fresh for the playoffs coming up. And one inning thrown by Hagen Hartman and Cal Kilgo. Now the new pitcher in as the first pitch from Kilgo will miss down and away for ball one. The batter up here is number 14, Alex Nielsen for the Bombers. As the 1-0 is going to be grounded in between shortstop and third base for a base hit. Alex Nielsen will be on first after the base hit, and the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 35, Chase Kemp. So Nielsen on first base. First pitch on the way is going to miss inside to Chase Kemp. 1-0 pitch on the way to Kemp. Kemp's going to fly this one to center, but the center fielder Chase Evans is going to run under it for out number one. On the way to Sepulveda is going to be ground up the middle to Brown. This could be two. Brown steps on the bag and is going to throw over to first in time. And just like that, Christian Sepulveda rolls into a double play. And we're going to head to the bottom of the second inning. Generals and Bombers remain tied 0-0. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the second inning. That one will be in there for strike two, and the count now 0-2 here to Chase Evans. So after the strikeout by Chase Evans, one out here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch on the way from Morris will be in there for strike one. Count quickly sits 0-1 here to Servin. One count to Servin. Pitch coming on the way from Morris. Servin's going to ground this one up the middle, and it's going to get past the second baseman, Zach Iverson, and it's going to be a base hit for Jean. So after the base hit by Servin, Kyle Boudreau will now be the batter up for the Generals. First pitch on the way to Boudreau is going to be swung on and missed for strike one. So after the throw over to first, count remains 0-1 here to Boudreau. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on. 0-2 pitch on the way to Boudreau. That one's going to be swung on and missed, and it's going to be a strikeout for Trey Morris. And that will be the second out of the inning. First pitch on the way to Morissette is going to be swung on and missed for strike one. Count. Back here in Victoria, top of the third inning, Generals and Bombers remain tied up 0-0. And a new pitcher in once again for the Victoria Generals is going to be A.J. Irvin. So Irvin gets some time on the mound, and the first batter he'll face is Dylan Bonner, as the first pitch from Irvin is going to be in there for strike one. So Dylan Bonner hitting .243 on the year for the Bombers. An 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch on the way from Irvin will miss high and outside. And the count now 1-1. Cy Snedeker, the batter, on deck. 1-1 count to Bonner. Pitch on the way from Irvin. That one misses high and outside for ball two. So the count now 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way from Irvin. That one's going to be popped up in the infield. And it looks like the first baseman, Michael Morissette, is going to run under it in foul territory for out number one. So Morissette makes a catch in foul territory. And after the flyout by Bonner, the next batter up here for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 24, Cy Snedeker. First pitch on the way from Irvin will be in there for strike one. So once again, A.J. Irvin on the mound, third pitcher of the game so far for the Generals. Trying to keep arms safe for the playoffs as that pitch is going to be swung on and missed by Snedeker, in the count now 0-2. As I mentioned, the Brazos Valley Bombers already clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs, as the 0-2 pitch will be swung on and missed by Snedeker, and that's going to be a strikeout for A.J. Irvin, and out number two. So after the strikeout by Snedeker, the next batter up here with two outs for the Bombers is going to be number 4, Zach Iverson. So obviously you want to walk out of this game with a victory, but even if the Generals win, they will not surpass the Bombers for first place. So I don't want to say it's a pointless game, but it almost is. But it's always a good rivalry between the Bombers and the Generals. As the first pitch on the way to Iverson is going to be fouled back for strike one. So 0-1 count here to Iverson. Cole Coker, the batter, on deck. 0-1 pitch from Irvin. That one's going to be flown into left field, and the left fielder Dominic Cox is going to run under it for out number 3. So we're going to head to the bottom of the third inning. Bombers and Generals remain tied up 0-0. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the third inning. Generals and Bombers remain tied 0-0. And the first batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 17, Michael Morissette. So the first pitch coming on the way from Trey Morris to Morissette is going to miss outside, low and away for ball one. So Michael Morissette was at the plate before Servin was caught in the pickle last inning. And the 1-0 pitch on the way to Morissette will be in there for a strike. So the Generals will take on the Texarkana Twins in the first round of the playoffs on Wednesday night here at Riverside Stadium. As that pitch is going to miss inside to Morissette and the count now 2-1. It will be a free ticket night here at Riverside Stadium. So we encourage everyone to come out and support the Generals in a one-game series with the Twins in the playoffs. As the 2-1 will miss outside from Morris and the count now 3-1. The Bombers will be taking on the Cane Cutters in Bryan, Texas, as the 3-1 count on the way. That one will be swung on and missed by Morissette. And the count is now full 3-2. Brady Disher, the batter, on deck. As the 3-2 pitch on the way. That one will be in there for strike three. And Michael Morissette's going to go down looking for out number one. So after the strikeout by Morissette, the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 18, Brady Disher. That strikeout on Morissette was his fourth of the night for Trey Morris, as the first pitch to Disher will miss inside for ball one. So a 1-0 count. Here to Disher, pitch on the way from Morris, misses down, low and away for ball two. Count quickly 2-0 to Disher. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck. As the 2-0 pitch on the way is going to be popped up in the infield. And it looks like the third baseman, Nielsen, is going to run under it in foul territory for out number two. So Disher is going to fly out to the third baseman, Nielsen. And now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning, the next batter up for the Generals is going to be Trent Brown. So Brown, the batter. First pitch on the way from Morris to Brown will be in there for strike one. 0-1 count here to Brown. 0-1 pitch on the way. Brown is going to ground this one over to the second baseman, Iverson, who is going to ground it and throw over to first for out number three. So we're going to head to the fourth. Bombers and Generals remain tied 0-0. Back here in Victoria, top of the fourth inning. Bombers and Generals remain tied 0-0. And once again, new pitcher on the mound for the Generals is going to be Jonathan Jimenez. So Jonathan Jimenez now on the mound. Colt Coker, the batter for the Bombers, as the first pitch will miss outside for ball one. 1-0 count here to Coker. Pitch on the way from Jimenez, same spot, misses outside for ball two. Fourth pitcher of the game that the Generals have gone through. Trying to keep arms fresh as, Coker is going to fly this one to the center fielder, Evans. And Evans is going to run under it for out number one. So Coker flies out to the center fielder, Evans. Now one out here in the top of the fourth. The next batter up is going to be number 12, Casey Danley. 0 for 1 tonight is Danley. As the first pitch, that one's going to be grounded over to the shortstop, Brown. Throw over to first for out number two. So the ground out by Brown. And now 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. The next batter up is going to be number 21, DJ Petrinsky. Top of the fourth inning here at Riverside Stadium. Between the Generals and the Bombers. First pitch on the way to Petrinsky will miss outside for ball one. 0 for 1 tonight is DJ Petrinsky. 1-0 pitch coming on the way from Jimenez. That one's going to be swung on and missed. And the count now 1-1. Alex Nielsen, the batter, on deck. As the 1-1 pitch to Petrinsky will be in there off speed from Jimenez, and that will make the count now 1-2. One-two count to Petrinsky. Pitch on the way. Petrinsky's going to line this one into left field, and that's going to be a base hit here for DJ Petrinsky. So after the base hit to left field by Petrinsky, next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 14, Alex Nielsen. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch on the way from Jimenez will miss high and away for ball one. So Alex Nielsen 1 for 1 tonight with a base hit and a 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch will miss high for ball two. Chase Kemp, the batter, on deck. Count sits 2-0. 2-0 pitch will miss high and away, and the count now 3-0. Here to Alex Nielsen. 3-0 pitch on the way from Jimenez will be in there for strike one. Count sits at 3-1. Petrinsky getting a big lead over there on first base. One pitch on the way. That one's going to be flown into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. So Alex Nielsen is on with a double, scoring Petrinsky from first. And just like that, the Bombers take a 1-0 lead here at Riverside Stadium. Top of the fourth inning, the next batter up is going to be Chase Kemp, as the first pitch from Jimenez will be in there for strike one. Second hit of the night for Nielsen, and adds an RBI to that with the double. Count quickly 0-1 here to Kemp, as that one misses outside. And the count now even at 1. 1-1 count here to Chase Kemp. 1-1 count here to Chase Kemp. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one misses high and outside for ball 2. And the count quickly 2-1. Christian Sepulveda, the batter, on deck. And the 2-1 pitch, that one's going to be flown into left, and that's going to be a base hit. Throw to the plate. This could be another run for the Bombers. It is. And Chase Kemp will hit the RBI single, and just like that, the Bombers take a 2-0 lead. So the base hit by Chase Kemp gives the Bombers a 2-0 lead here. And the next batter up is going to be Christian Sepulveda. As the first pitch to Sepulveda off speed, that one will be in there for strike 1. 0 for 1 tonight is Christian Sepulveda. And the 0-1 pitch to Sepulveda is going to be flown into center field, and Chase Evans is going to run under this one for out number 3. But the Bombers get 2 runs here by an Alex Nielsen double and a Chase Kemp single, and the Bombers now lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 4th inning. Bombers hold a 2-0 lead over the Generals. Leading things off here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Anthony Jones. So Anthony Jones flies out to right field, and now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be number 16, Thomas Jeffries. So Jeffries, the batter, after Jones flies out, first pitch to Jeffries will be in there for strike 1. Count quickly 0-1 here to Thomas Jeffries. 0-1 pitch from Morris will miss down and inside for ball 1. Jeffries having to dodge out of the way of that one. And the count now 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be grounded up the middle. Sepulveda cannot get there in time, and it's going to be a base hit for Thomas Jeffries. And the Generals will now have a runner on first base, 1 out. So Sepulveda cannot get the ground ball. Jeffries is on first base with the base hit. And the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 1, Dominic Cox. So Jeffries on first base. First pitch on the way to Cox will miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Dominic Cox. 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit. As the 1-0 pitch on the way, big swing and a miss, and the count now 1-1. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 1-1 count as Morris is going to throw over to first base, trying to keep Jeffries over there at first. Count still sits 1-1 here to Dominic Cox. And Morris is going to throw over once again in another pickoff attempt. Count remains 1-1. Morris throws over once again towards Jeffries, as they're not wanting to let Jeffries steal a bag here. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Cox is going to swing at that one, and it's going to be a stolen bag for Jeffries, as Jeffries is going to be down to second base. So Thomas Jeffries steals the bag, is down to second. And just like that, runner on second. As they're actually going to say Jeffries has to go back to first, possibly in an interference there. And it looks like Jeffries will have to go back to first, as they're going to say Dominic Cox might have interfered there with Jeffries trying to steal. And the count remains 1-2 as Morris throws. As that one is going to get off the glove of the left fielder Cole Coker, and Jeffries is going to be sent to round. Dominic Cox is going to be held at third, and it's going to be a triple for Dominic Cox, and the Generals have trimmed into this lead. And the game is now 2-1. So Dominic Cox with the RBI triple there, scoring Jeffries from first. And it's now 2-1 Bombers here at Riverside Stadium. Still one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Chase Evans will now be the batter. First pitch on the way to Evans is going to be flown foul. 4 strike 1. Up 2-2 as the first batter up here for the Bombers is going to be Dylan Bonner. So after the base hit by Bonner, Cy Snedeker will now be the batter up, as the first pitch from Fearon will be in there for strike 1. Count quickly 0-1 here to Cy Snedeker. Bonner on first, as that one from Fearon will miss outside, and the count now 1-1. One count to Snedeker. Pitch on the way, that'll be swung on and missed for strike 2. And Cy Snedeker tonight 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the count sits at 1-2. Pitch from Fearon on the way, that one's going to be flown foul. And the count remains 1-2. So once again, Dylan Bonner, the runner, on first. And a 1-2 count here to Cy Snedeker, as Fearon throws over to first base. 2-2 count here to Snedeker, as Snedeker's going to foul that one back to stay alive here in the at-bat. So the fly out to the infield by Snedeker means 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on second here for number 4, Zach Iverson. As the first pitch on the way from Fearon will be in there for strike 1. Dylan Bonnert, the runner on second. 0-1 count. Lead. So after the RBI single by Iverson, Cole Coker now the batter, as that one's going to get past the glove of Morissette, and it's going to be a base hit here for Cole Coker. The Bombers will now have runners on first and second. Runners on first and second, 1 out, as the Bombers regain the lead here in the top of the 5th inning. The next batter up is going to be number 12, Casey Danley. First pitch on the way from Fearon will miss inside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Danley. 1-0 pitch from Fearon. That one misses down and away for ball 2. 0 for 2 tonight is Casey Danley. And the 2-0 count. 2-0 pitch from Fearon. That one misses down and away for ball 3. And then quickly a 3-0 count here to Danley, with runners on first and second. 3-0 pitch on the way. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count now 3-1. 3-1 pitch on the way, right down the middle for strike 2. And it now will be a full 3-2 count. DJ Petrinsky, the batter, on deck. As the 3-2 pitch from Fearon, that one misses down and away for ball 4, and it's going to be a walk here for Casey Danley. And the Bombers will now have the bases loaded, 1 out. And DJ Petrinsky will be the batter. So Petrinsky 1 for 2 tonight with a hit and a run scored, as the first pitch from Fearon will miss high and inside for ball 1. Bombers with the bases loaded, 1 out. 1-0 pitch coming on the way from Fearon to Petrinsky. That one misses high for ball 2. And the count now 2-0. Here's to Petrinsky. So the run is walked in. The Bombers take a 4-2 lead, and we're going to take a quick mound visit. We'll be right back in just a moment. So after Petrinsky is walked and the run scores, the next batter up here is going to be Alex Nielsen, as the first pitch from Chris Fearon will be in there for strike 1. And the count 0-1 here to Nielsen. Bases remain loaded, 1 out, as the 0-1 pitch Off speed will be in there for strike 2. 0-2 pitch from Fearon. That one is going to be dug out of the dirt by Disher. 4-1. So Alex Nielsen tonight, big night so far, 2 for 2 with a run scored, and has the bases loaded here as the 1-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed by Nielsen, and that's going to be a strikeout for Chris Fearon for out number 2. So after the strikeout by Nielsen, bases remain loaded, 2 outs now here for Chase Kemp. And the first pitch is going to be flown over to the right side to Morissette. And Morissette is going to step on the bag for out number 3. But the Bombers get 2 runs here in the top of the 5th and take a 4-2 lead going to the bottom half. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Riverside Stadium. Bombers with the 4-2 lead over the Generals. And leading things off here for the Generals is going to be Kyle Boudreau. Trey Morris remains on the mound for the Bombers. And we're going to have a quick time here by Morris. So this is game 2 of the 2-game series. Bombers taking game 1 last night. And with that game 1 victory, they clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And the Bombers once again lead 4-2. As the first pitch coming on the way to Boudreau is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. So the count goes 0-1 here to Boudreau, who sits 0 for 2 tonight, as Boudreau is going to fly that one foul over to the right side. Michael Morissette will be the batter on deck. 0-2 count here to Boudreau. Pitch on the way. That one misses down and away for ball 1. 1-2 count to Boudreau. Pitch from Morris is going to be fouled off the protective chest of the catcher Snedeker. And the count remains 1-2. Once again, Michael Morissette on deck. A 1-2 count here to Kyle Boudreau. Bottom of the 5th inning. 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch on the way. Boudreaux is going to ground that one over to the first baseman. Petrinsky throw over to Morris, who's going to step on the bag for out number 1. So after the ground out by Boudreaux, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The next batter up is going to be Michael Morissette. So Morissette up to bat, Disher on deck. Bombers lead the Generals 4-2 as the first pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. Michael Morissette tonight 0 for 2 with 1 strikeout so far. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be flown into left field, and that's going to be a base hit for Michael Morissette. And now there will be a runner on first base, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. So after the base hit by Morissette, runner on first base, 1 out here for Brady Disher. First pitch coming on the way from Morris to Disher will be in there for strike 1. Brady Disher tonight 1 for 2 as the 0-1 pitch comes on the way. As that one is going to get Disher right in the leg, but they're going to say that the umpire called time. And Disher was nailed right in the leg there with that pitch. But the umpire called time right as the ball was thrown. And Disher's going to have to walk that one off after the bad throw. So the hits tonight in the game so far, 7 hits for the Bombers and only 5 for the Generals. Bombers hold a 4-2 lead. So the count remains 0-1 to Disher after being hit by the pitch, but the umpire calling time. 0-1 pitch on the way to Disher, big swing and a miss. And the count moves now to 0-2. Quick time here by Morris and Snedeker. 0-2 count to Disher. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Off speed will be right down the middle for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Morris on Disher. So Brady Disher is going to go down looking for out number 2. And now with 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, runner still on first base, Trent Brown will be the batter up. As the first pitch to Brown will miss high for ball 1. Update from around the TCL, the other game going on tonight. Texas Marshals hold a 4-1 lead over the Acadiana Cane Cutters in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the 1-0 pitch to Brown is going to be ground over to the shortstop, Sepulveda. It's going to get off of his glove. And on the error by Christian Sepulveda, Trent Brown is going to be on first base. So now with runners on first and second base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Anthony Jones is going to step in. Michael Morris set the runner on second, Trent Brown the runner on first. First pitch on the way to Jones is going to miss outside for ball 1. So the count now 1-0 here to Anthony Jones. Morris looks over at second, 1-0 pitch on the way. That one will be swung on and missed to move the count now to 1-1. Thomas Jeffries, the batter, on deck. Count 1-1 here to Jones. 1-1 pitch on the way. Jones is going to foul this one off. And the count now 1-2. So Trey Morris so far for the Bombers, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits given up, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Count sits 1-2 here to Jones. Runners on first and second. 1-2 pitch on the way. Another quick time here by the umpire. And the pitch is not going to go in. So the count remains 1-2 to Jones. One-two pitch coming on the way. Morris looks over at second. Pitch on the way. That one will be swung on a miss for strike 3. And Anthony Jones is going to go down swinging here for out number 3. So we're going to head to the top of the 6th inning. Bombers holding a 4-2 lead. So back here in Victoria, top of the 6th inning. Bombers with the 4-2 lead over the Generals. And the first batter up here is going to be Christian Sepulveda, as he flies that first pitch foul to Zach Smith, who is now on the mound for the Generals. So once again, Zach Smith now on the mound for the Generals. The Generals have had a new pitcher every inning so far. And the count 0-1, pitch on the way to Sepulveda. Will miss high and inside for ball 1. Will miss high and inside for ball 1. Christian Sepulveda 0 for 2 tonight. And the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be popped foul to move the count now to 1-2. As that pitch misses down and away. And the count now 2-2 here to Sepulveda. 2-2 count. Dylan Bonnert, the batter, on deck. 2-2 pitch to Sepulveda. Check swing. They're going to say he did not go. And the count now sits at 3-2. So a 3-2 count here to Sepulveda. 3-2 pitch on the way. Sepulveda is going to line this one foul to stay alive here in the at-bat. Sepulveda hitting .250 on the year for the Bombers. And a 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch from Smith. So the first pitch on the way to Danley from Smith will miss outside for ball one. The Bombers now lead the Generals 6-2. Runners on first and second base. As the 1-0 pitch from Smith is going to be grounded over the third baseman Servin. Throw over to first for out number 2. But the Bombers now with runners on second and third. So after the ground out by Danley, runners on second and third, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning here for DJ Petrinsky. As the first pitch to Petrinsky will be in there for strike one. Oh, 0-1 count to Petrinsky, runners on second and third. 0-1 pitch from Smith will miss high and away for ball one. DJ Petrinsky tonight 1 for 1 with an RBI and a walk. 1-1 pitch on the way to Petrinsky. That one will miss outside. And the count now 2-1. So the count now 2-1. Here to Petrinsky, runners on second and third. Bombers lead 6-2 as the pitch from Smith is going to be swung on and missed to move the count now to 2-2. Two-two count. Pitch on the way from Smith. That one misses outside. And the count now back to 3-2 here to Petrinsky. Alex Nielsen, the batter, on deck. 3-2 pitch from Smith on the way. That one's going to be swung on and missed by Petrinsky for strike 3. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bombers score 2. And the Bombers now lead 6-2 over the Generals. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 6th inning. Bombers lead the Generals 6-2. Thomas Jeffries will be the first batter up here as the first pitch to Jeffries is going to miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Jeffries as the 1-0 pitch misses outside. And the count now 2-0. 2-0 count to Jeffries. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one will be in there for strike 1. And the count will now be 2-1 here to Jeffries. As a 2-1 pitch, Jeffries looking to bunt. He's going to foul that one off. And the count is now even at 2-2. New pitcher in for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 26, Dylan Lester. So Lester will take over for Trey Morris. And the count sits 2-2 to Jeffries. Pitch on the way from Lester. Jeffries is going to ground this one up the middle to the second baseman, Iverson, who makes the throw over to first for out number 1. So after the ground out by Jeffries, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Next batter up is going to be Dominic Cox. So Cox will step in, 1 for 2 tonight, including a triple, as the first pitch from Lester will miss outside to move the count to 1-0. 1-0 count, pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss for Cox, and the count now sits at 1-1. 1-1 count, pitch on the way from Lester will be in there for strike 2. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. The count 1-2 here to Cox. 1-2 pitch on the way from Lester. That one misses outside. And we are now even at 2-2. 2-2 count. Wind up and pitch from Lester. Off speed, misses out. And we'll now have a full 3-2 count here to Dominic Cox. 3-2 count, pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be grounded over to the shortstop, Sepulveda. Throw over to first is going to be in time for the second out of the inning. So Sepulveda makes a throw in time. And now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chase Evans is now going to step in for the Generals. So Evans steps in. First pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss to move the count now to 0-1. Chase Evans 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI and a run scored. As the 0-1 pitch from Lester, that one will be fouled back into the net to move the count now to 0-2. Count here to Evans. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be way inside. Evans having to dodge out of the way of it. And the count now 1-2. 1-2 count, pitch on the way to Evans. Big swing and a miss for strike 3, and it's going to be a strikeout for Chase Evans. And we're going to head to the 7th inning. Bombers lead the Generals 6-2. Top of the 7th inning here at Riverside Stadium. Bombers with a 6-2 lead over the Generals. The new pitcher in is going to be Jack Woodland. And the first pitch from Woodland to Alex Nielsen will miss down for ball 1. So the Generals have pitched a new pitcher every inning so far. And Woodland is on that list now as the 1-0 pitch. Fourth, Fearon in the 5th. Smith in the 6th, and now Woodland here to start the 7th. As the count now 2-1 here to Nielsen. 2-1 pitch is going to be fouled off into the Generals dugout. And the count now moves to 2-2. 2-2 count to Alex Nielsen. Chase Kemp, the batter, on deck. As the 2-2 pitch from Woodland off speed. That one will be in there for strike 3, and it's going to be a strikeout here for Jack Woodland to start off the top half of the 7th. So after the strikeout by Nielsen, 1 out here for Chase Kemp. So the first pitch on the way from Woodland, that one will miss outside for ball 1. Chase Kemp tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI. And the 1-0 pitch is going to be popped up foul behind to move the count now to 1-1. 1-1 count. 1-1. That one is going to be thrown behind Kemp. Did not hit Kemp, though, and the count now 2-1. Christian Sepulveda, the batter, on deck. And the 2-1 pitch coming on the way to Kemp. And Kemp's going to fly this one to right field. But the right fielder, Jones, is going to run under it for out number 2. So after the fly out to right field by Kemp, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for Christian Sepulveda. First pitch coming on the way from Woodland. That one will miss outside for ball 1. And Christian Sepulveda tonight 1 for 3 with a run scored. As the 1-0 count is going to be grounded over to the third baseman, Servin, throw over to first base for out number 3. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bombers holding a 6-2 lead over the Generals. I don't live. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 7th inning. Bombers holding a 6-2 lead over the Generals. And the new pitcher in for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 55, Jaden Simmons. And the first batter he'll face is Giancarlo Servin. First pitch on the way to Servin is going to be fouled off. And the count now 0-1 here to Servin, who's 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI. His team trails by 4 runs. Oh-1 count to Servin. Pitch on the way from Simmons. That one is going to miss outside. And the count now 1-1. 1-1 count. Here to Servin. Boudreaux, the batter, on deck. Pitch on the way from Simmons. That one will miss outside. And the count now 2-1. Two-one count here to Giancarlo Servin. Wind up and pitch from Simmons. That one will miss inside, and the count will now sit at 3-1. Three-one count to Servin. Boudreaux waits on deck. 3-1 pitch from Simmons. That one will miss inside, and it's going to be a 5-pitch walk here for Giancarlo Servin. So after the walk by Servin, runner will now be on first base, nobody out. Here for Kyle Boudreau. Kyle Boudreau tonight 0 for 2. As the first pitch to Boudreau is going to be flown into right field, and Kemp is going to run under it for out number 1. So Boudreau flies out to right field, now 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Michael Morissette. First pitch on the way to Morissette. That one is going to miss high and away for ball 1. Michael Morissette tonight 0 for 2. And a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way from Simmons. That one's going to be flown into the gap, and it's going to be a hit for Michael Morissette. This could be extra bases. And they're going to send Servin to third base. And there will now be runners on the corners with only 1 out. Runners will now be on first and third, 1 out here for Brady Disher. So a throw over to first from Simmons. And now runners on first and third, 1 out here for Disher after the Morissette base hit. First pitch on the way to Disher. Disher's going to pop this one up right over to the second baseman Iverson for out number 2. So just like that, 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Trent Brown. So Brown steps up, runners on first and third. First pitch on the way from Simmons. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count now sits 0-1. 0-1 count to Brown, 0 for 2 tonight. 0-2 count, pitch from Simmons. That one's going to be inside, almost hitting Brown on the helmet. But Brown dodges it at the last second. And the count will now sit at 1-2. One-two count to Trent Brown. Pitch from Simmons. That one will miss high and outside. And the count now at 2-2. Anthony Jones, the batter, on deck. 2-2 count to Brown. Pitch on the way. That one will miss way out. Pitch on the way. That one will miss way outside. And it's now a full 3-2 count. Full 3-2 count here to Trent Brown. Once again, Jones, the batter, on deck. Runners on first and third. 3-2. So after Brown draws the walk, runners now on first, second, and third base. Here for the right fielder, Anthony Jones. First pitch on the way to Jones will be in there for a strike. And the count quickly 0-1 to Jones. Jeffries the batter on deck. 0-1 pitch on the way. Jones is going to foul this one off. And the count now quickly back to 0-2. Anthony Jones tonight 1 for 3. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Oh, 2 count to Jones. Jones is going to fly this one foul over to the right side to stay alive here in the at-bat. So the count now 0-2 to Jones. Jeffries on deck. Bases loaded. 0-2 pitch will be down in the dirt for ball 1. One, 2 count to Jones. Pitch on the way from Simmons. That one is going to get Jones right in the back on the wild pitch. And the Generals are going to score a run. And the game is now 6-3. So Jones is hitting the numbers. Generals get a runner across the plate. So once again, bases loaded here for Jeffries. First pitch from Simmons will miss high and away for ball 1. Thomas Jeffries tonight 0 for 3 for the Generals. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck. As the 1-0 pitch to Jeffries is going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Iverson. Iverson is going to throw over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. And we're going to head to the top of the 8th inning. Bombers lead the Generals 6-3. Back here in Victoria, top of the 8th inning. Bombers with a 6-3 lead over the Generals. And the new pitcher in now for the Victoria Generals is going to be Luke Taggart. So Luke Taggart, the new pitcher, and a batter up first here for the Bombers is going to be number 50, Dylan Bonner. As the first pitch of the game from Taggart is going to be fouled back for strike one. So an 0-1 count here to Dylan Bonner. 0-1 pitch will be in there for a strike, and the count now 0-2. Count to Bonner. Pitch on the way from Taggart. That one's going to be fouled back. And the count remains 0-2. Dylan Bonner tonight 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a run scored. Cy Snedeker, the batter, on deck. Oh, 2 count here to Dylan Bonner. Top of the 8th inning. 0-2 pitch from Taggart. That one's going to be flown over foul to the right side. And Bonner's going to let go of the bat by accident. But after the foul ball, the count remains 0-2. Once again, Cy Snedeker, the batter, on deck. 0-2 pitch coming on the way from Taggart. That one's going to be fouled off once again. And Bonner making it tough here for the new pitcher, Luke Taggart. Generals have pitched 8 pitchers tonight, 1 pitcher for each inning. As the 0-2 will miss high and away for ball 1. 1-2 count, pitch on the way. This one's going to be grounded up the middle to the second baseman, Boudreaux. Throw over to first on the hop is going to be in time for out number 1. So Boudreaux makes the throw over in time for out 1 here in the top of the 8th inning, and the next batter up is going to be number 24, Cy Snedeker. Cy Snedeker tonight 0 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout, as the first pitch Snedeker sees is going to ground it over to the first baseman, Morissette, and that will be out number 2. So Cy Snedeker grounds out, and the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 4, Zach Iverson. Bombers lead the Generals 6-3. As the first pitch to Iverson from Taggart will miss down and away for ball 1. 1-0 count to Iverson. Iverson's going to ground this one up the middle to Brown. Brown's going to throw over to first, and that is going to be the 3rd out of the inning. And just like that, we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Bombers with a 6-3 lead. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 8th inning. Bombers lead the Generals 6-3. And the first batter up here is going to be Dominic Cox. And Jaden Simmons remains on the mound for the Bombers. As the first pitch from Simmons, Cox is going to get the bunt down, beautifully executed. And the bunt is going to be down. And they're going to say that Cox is going to get on first base now. And there will be a runner on first, nobody out. So after the bunt there by Cox, runner now on first base, nobody out here for Chase Evans. So Cox on first, pitch on the way to Evans. Evans going to line this one into left field, and that's going to be a base hit for Chase Evans. And the Generals will now have runners on first and second, nobody out. So after the base hit there by Evans, runners now on first and second. Nobody out here for Giancarlo Servin. First pitch on the way from Simmons will be swung on and missed by Servin to move the count now to 0-1. Count. Here to Servin. Runners on first and second. Pitch on the way. That one's going to get off the glove of Snedeker. And the runners are going to advance to second and third. And the count now moves to 1-1. Count to Servin. Top of the 8th inning between the Cane Cutters and the Marshals. Cane Cutters now lead the Marshals 6-4. As the 1-1 count is going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now 1-2 here to Giancarlo Servin. Runners on second and third. 1-2 pitch on the way. Servin's going to foul that one back. And the count remains 1-2. Count to Servin, who is 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. Count to Servin. Pitch on the way. That one will miss outside, and the count now 2-2. Count to Giancarlo Servin. Runners on second and third. Pitch on the way to Servin. That one's going to miss high and inside for ball 3, and the count is now full. Count is now full, 3-2. Evans is on second base. Cox is on third. 3-2 pitch on the way. That one will miss outside, and the bases will now be loaded here for the Generals in the bottom of the 8th inning. And we're going to have a mound visit here. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change take place. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Bottom of the 8th inning. Bombers lead the Generals 6-3, but the Generals now with the bases loaded here for Kyle Boudreau. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Riverside Stadium. Bases are loaded here for the Generals. Kyle Boudreaux will be the batter. And the new pitcher in for the Bombers is going to be number 2, John Altman. So Boudreaux steps in, looking to spark something here for the Generals. Boudreaux 0 for 3 tonight. And the first pitch of the game from Altman is going to be swung on and missed by Boudreaux for strike 1. Count now sits 0-1 here to Kyle Boudreaux. As the 0-1 pitch from Altman will miss outside to even the count up. Michael Morissette, the batter, on deck. 1-1 count. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one is going to be flown foul for strike 2. One, 2 count here to Boudreaux. One, 2 pitch on the way from Altman. That's going to be swung on and missed by Boudreaux for strike 3. And that's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. So Boudreaux strikes out swinging, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Michael Morissette will now be the batter with the bases loaded. First pitch on the way to Morissette is going to miss inside for ball 1. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way from Altman will miss down and away, and the count now 2-0. Michael Morissette 1 for 3 tonight. And a 2-0 count. Wind up and pitch from Altman. Morissette's going to pop this one up over in the infield, but it's going to just get out of play for a foul ball. Count now sits 2-1 here to Morissette. Two-one count, pitch on the way. Morissette's going to fly this one over to left field, and it's just going to be in fair. And the Generals are going to get 2 runs across the plate on the RBI single by Morissette. And the game is now 6-5 6-5 Bombers. So Morissette hits the RBI single. And now with runners on first and second, Brady Disher is going to step in here with 1 out. Runners on first and second for Disher. First pitch on the way from Altman will miss down and away for ball 1. One 1-0 count to Disher. 1 for 3 tonight. As the 1-0 pitch is going to be popped up over to the left side. And it looks like the third baseman is going to run over it and make the catch. For out number 2. So the third baseman, Nielsen, makes the catch in foul territory. And now with runners still on first and second base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Trent Brown will be the batter up. Brown the batter. First pitch to Brown will be in there for strike 1. Count now 0-1 here to Brown, 0 for 2 tonight. 0-1 pitch on the way. Servin's going to take off for third. Throw from Snedeker is not going to be in time. And it is going to be a stolen bag for Giancarlo Servin. So the Generals now with a runner on first and third. And an 0-2 count here to Trent Brown. Bombers still holding on to a 6-5 lead. And we're going to have a quick time here, as it looks like the Bombers talking strategy out on the mound. Game 2 of the 2-game series here at Riverside Stadium. Once again, Bombers took Game 1 last night and clinched home field throughout the TCL playoffs. So regardless of the outcome of this game, it will be Bombers Cane Cutters and Generals Twins. As the 0-2 pitch is going to miss just outside. And the count will now sit at 1-2. 1-2 count to Brown. A base hit would tie this game, as the 1-2 pitch will miss high and away, and the count now 2-2. 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one is going to be bouncing in the dirt, and it's going to be a full 3-2 count here to Trent Brown. Anthony Jones, the batter, on deck. We're going to have another quick mound visit, as the head coach of the Bombers is going to go out and talk to Altman. And we're going to be right back just here in a second. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. A 3-2 count here to Trent Brown. Runners on first and third. So after the mound visit, the count remains full to Trent Brown. Runners on first and third base. 3-2 pitch from Altman on the way. That one is going to be inside. 4-4, and the bases are now going to be loaded here for the Generals with 2 outs. So Brown is going to draw the walk. Bases are loaded here for Anthony Jones. Anthony Jones tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI, looking to add to that total, as the first pitch from Jones is going to be way up towards the shoulder. And the count now 1-0. 1-0 count to Jones. 1-0 pitch from Altman. That one is going to miss inside, and the count now 2-0. Thomas Jeffries, the batter, on deck. Generals just a base hit away from tying this game, and maybe even taking the lead, as the 2-0 pitch to Jones is going to be fouled back. 4 strike 1. Two-one count to Jones. Altman looking to get out of this inning here with the lead still, as the 2-1 pitch is going to be flown foul back, and the count now 2-2 here to Anthony Jones. 2-2 count. Big moment here in the game. Pitch coming on the way from Altman to Jones. Jones is going to fly another one foul. And a tough at bat here for Jones. Count remains 2-2. Bases are loaded, 2 out. 2-2 pitch on the way from Altman. Jones fouls another one off. Making it tough here for Altman. Bombers lead the Generals 6-5 here at Riverside Stadium. 2-2 count to Jones. Bases are loaded. Another pitch on the way. Jones is going to swing and miss at that one, and that is going to be strike 3. And the Bombers are going to get out of the 8th inning, remaining in the lead. And it's going to be 6-5 Bombers as we head to the 9th. Back here in Victoria, top of the 9th inning. New pitcher in for the Victoria Generals is going to be Garrett Alexander. The 9th pitcher of the night for the Generals, and Cole Coker will be the batter as the first pitch will be swung on a miss by Coker for strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Coker. Pitch on the way from Alexander. Swung on and missed once again to move the count now to 0-2. Cole Coker tonight 2 for 4 with an RBI. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way from Alexander. That one will be in there for strike 3. And that's going to be a strikeout for Garrett Alexander here in the top of the 9th inning. So after the strikeout, 1 out here for the Generals. Casey Danley will be the next batter up for the Bombers. As the first pitch to Danley is going to miss outside for ball 1. Count now quickly 1-0 to Danley, who is 0 for 3 tonight. And the 1-0 pitch will be in there for a strike. And the count is now even at 1-1. One count to Danley. Pitch misses outside for ball 2. Count is 2-1. Here to Danley. Pitch on the way from Alexander. That's going to be swung on and missed. And the count now moves to 2-2. 2-2 pitch coming on the way to Danley. Pitch from Alexander. That one will be down in the dirt. And the count is now full. 3-2 count to Danley. Pitch on the way from Alexander. This one's going to be flown into the gap between left and center. And it's going to be a base hit for Casey Danley, his first of the night. So after the base hit by Danley, 1 out. Runner on first base, 1 out. First pitch on the way to Petrinsky will be in there for a strike. DJ Petrinsky tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. 0-1 count. Here, pitch from Alexander. Off speed will miss high and away for ball 1. 1-1 count to Petrinsky. Pitch on the way. That one will be in. That one will be in there for strike 2. And the count now 1-2 here to DJ Petrinsky. 1-2 pitch from Alexander. The runner's going to take off for second. And it's going to be a stolen bag here for Casey Danley. And the count now sits 2-2. 2-2 count to DJ Petrinsky. Alex Nielsen, the batter, on deck. Two count. Alexander looks over at Danley on second. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on a miss for strike 3. And that's going to be the second strikeout of the inning for Garrett Alexander. So after the strikeout by Petrinsky, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th for Alex Nielsen. First pitch on the way from Alexander will miss way outside to move the count now to 1-0. 1-0 count to Nielsen, who is 2 for 4 tonight with 2 strikeouts and a run scored. As Alexander steps off, as Danley getting a big lead over there at second. Count is 1-0 here to Nielsen. 1-0 pitch from Alexander. That one's going to be in there for a strike. And the count now 1-1. 1-1 count. 1-1 pitch from Alexander is going to be grounded right up the middle to Alexander. Throw over to first on the scoop by Morissette. And that will be out number 3. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th with the Bombers leading 6-5. Bottom of the ninth inning here at Riverside Stadium. Bombers lead the Generals 6-5. Thomas Jeffries will be the first batter up here for the Generals to lead things off. And Jeffries with a quick time here to begin the at-bat. John Altman remains on the mound for the Bombers. And the first pitch to Jeffries is going to be lined over to the second baseman, Iverson, who's going to throw over to first for the first out of the inning.
We're definitely playing the Twins on Wednesday.
So after the ground out by Jeffries, the Generals down to their final 2 outs here in the ball game. And Dominic Cox will be the batter up now. Dominic Cox tonight 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. And the first pitch from Altman will be high and outside for ball 1. Count sits 1-0 here to Dominic Cox. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one will miss outside. And the count now 2-0. 2-0 count to Cox. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count will now sit 2-1. Once again, Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 2-1 count. Cox is going to fly this one into left field. This one's going to go back clear to the wall, and it's going to clear that left field wall, and Dominic Cox is going to hit a solo home run here in the bottom of the ninth inning to tie the ball game up. So a solo home run to left field by Dominic Cox with 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And just like that, we are tied here at Riverside Stadium, 6-6.
Oh, the guy's back. Oh, yeah. He's fist bumping the players.
So the Bombers were just 2 outs away from walking out of here with a victory. And we are now tied 6-6. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth for Chase Evans. As the first pitch to Evans is going to miss inside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Evans. 1-0 pitch will miss outside, and the count now 2-0. Chase Evans tonight 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. 2-0 count. Evans is going to fly this one to left field, but the left fielder Cole Coker is going to run under it for out number 2. So Giancarlo Servin will now step in here in the bottom of the ninth inning. With 2 outs, we are tied 6-6 after Dominic Cox hits the solo home run to left field. Servin will step in. Servin tonight 2 for 2. As the first pitch to Servin will bounce outside for ball 1. Servin with an RBI and a run scored, along with 2 walks. And the count 1-0 here to Servin as the 1-0 pitch will miss down and away for ball 2. 2-0 count to Servin. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. Servin is going to foul this one back for strike 1. Count now sits at 2-1 here to Servin. Pitch coming on the way from Altman. That one will be in there for a strike, and the count is now even at 2. Count is even at 2-2. Generals and Bombers all tied up 6-6 as the 2-2 pitch to Servin is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And we're going to head to the 10th inning. And the Bombers and the Generals all knotted up 6-6. Back here in Victoria, top of the 10th inning. Bombers and Generals all knotted up 6-6. And the new pitcher in now for the Victoria Generals is going to be Kyle Backus, the 10th pitcher of the night for the Generals. And Chase Kemp will be the first batter for the Bombers, as the first pitch from Backus is going to be in there for strike 1. Count now 0-1 here to Chase Kemp. 0-1 pitch from Backus will miss outside. And the count moves now to 1-1. 1-1 count here to Kemp. 1-1 pitch will miss outside to move the count to 2-1. Chase Kemp tonight 1 for 4 with an RBI. And the 2-1 pitch will miss once again outside, and the count now 3-1. 3-1 count here to Kemp. Pitch on the way from Backus, and that one will miss outside. And it's going to be a 5-pitch walk here for Chase Kemp. And now a runner on first base, nobody out. So into pinch hit now for the Bombers is going to be number 22, Tristan Stivers. As the first pitch to Stivers is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. And an 0-1 count here to Stivers, as that one is going to be fouled back off the mask of Disher. And the count now quickly 0-2 here to Tristan Stivers. 0-2 count to the pinch hitter Tristan Stivers. Wind up and pitch from Backus. That one will be in there for strike 3. And that's going to be the first out of the inning here in the top of the 10th inning. So Stivers strikes out. And the next batter up here for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 50, Dylan Bonnert. First pitch on the way to Bonnert from Backus will be in there for strike 1. 0-1 count to Bonnert. 1 for 4 tonight with a run scored. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be flown foul to move the count to 0-2. 0-2 count here to Dylan Bonnert. Cy Snedeker, the batter, on deck. Runner on first base. Pitch on the way from Backus. That one will be in there for a strike. And that will be strike 3 and out number 2. So after the strikeout by Bonnert, 2 outs here in the top of the 10th inning. Cy Snedeker will be the batter up, as the first pitch to Snedeker is going to miss inside for ball 1. One 0 count to Snedeker. Pitch from Backus is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 count here to Snedeker. 0 for 3 tonight for the Bombers, as the 1-1 will be swung on and missed once again, in the count now 1-2. 1-2 count to Cy Snedeker. Zach Iverson, the batter, on deck. 1-2 pitch is going to be in there for strike 3, and it's going to be another strikeout for Kyle Backus. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Generals and Bombers remain tied 6-6. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 10th inning. Bombers and Generals remain tied 6-6. And the new pitcher in now for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be Tristan Stivers. And Luis Vargas will come in to pinch hit, as the first hit pitch from Stivers will be high and away, missing 4-1. So Tristan Stivers, the new pitcher in for the Bombers, actually played for the Generals last season. And the count now 2-0 here to Vargas. So we got a little flip-flop action. Jeffries playing for the Bombers last year, playing for the Generals this year. Stivers playing for the Generals last year, playing for the Bombers this year. As the 2-0 count will miss down and away, and the count will now sit 3-0 here to Luis Vargas. 3-0 pitch, and Stivers is going to walk Vargas on a 4-pitch at bat. And now a runner will be on first base, nobody out. So after the walk by Vargas, runner on first, nobody out here from Michael Morissette. So Morissette will step up to bat. Morissette tonight 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And has Vargas as a runner on first base. And the first pitch on the way to Morissette will be right down the middle for strike one. Oh, 0-1 count to Morissette. Brady Disher, the batter, on deck. Stivers is going to step off the mound. As the count remains 0-1. 0-1 pitch on the way. Morissette looking to bunt. That one's going to get off the glove of Cy Snediger. And the runner is going to advance to second base on the wild pitch. And the count will now sit 1-1. As it almost looked like Morissette could have fouled that one back, but they're going to say that it was not a foul ball. So now Luis Vargas will be on second base, nobody out. And a 1-1 count here to Michael Morissette. One pitch on the way. Morissette's going to get the bunt down, and the sacrifice squeeze is going to pay off here for Morissette. And the runner is going to advance over to third, and Morissette's going to be on with the base hit. No, they're actually going to say that Morissette hit the ball foul. And we're going to have a controversial call here, very close, as the two umpires are going to come together. As Petrinsky over at first thought the ball rolled foul, which would make it a foul ball. But the Generals think that it might have stayed fair. And if this stayed fair, the Generals would have runners on first and third with nobody out. So this is going to be a very interesting call, as the Bombers head coach waits patiently for the call, and they are going to say indeed that the ball did roll foul. So a tough break there for the Generals, but probably the right call made as both umpires came together to make the call, and the count now will sit 1-2 here to Michael Morissette. So that would have been a huge turning point in this game if Morissette was able to successfully get the bunt down. But the ball rolled foul, and it's now a 1-2 count. Vargas remains on second base. 1-2 count to Morissette. Pitch on the way from Stivers. That one's going to get off the glove of Snedeker on the wild pitch, and that just like that, Vargas is going to move down to third base. And nobody out here in the bottom of the 10th inning. So the bottom of the 10th inning on the wild pitch by Stivers gets off the glove of Snedeker. And the Generals now with a runner on third, nobody out. And a 2-2 count here to Michael Morissette. 2-2 pitch on the way. Morissette is going to fly this one to left field. And the left fielder, Coker, is not going to run under it. A very smart play out there by the left fielder, Coker, as the ball was in foul territory. And Coker just let it drops down because Vargas would have tagged up from third. So a heads-up play there by the left fielder, Cole Coker. And the count remains 2-2. 2-2 count. Brady Disher, the batter, on deck. 2-2 pitch on the way. Morissette is going to fly another one foul. Making it tough here for Stivers. And the count. Vargas remains on third base. Disher the runner, or excuse me, the Disher on deck. Two-two count. Pitch on the way from Stivers. That one will miss outside, and the count will now sit 3-2. 3-2 pitch.
There was 2 wild pitches. 2 wild pitches? I swear it didn't.
3-2 count to Morissette. 3-2 pitch from Stivers. That one is going to miss down and away for ball 4. And just like that, runners will be on first and third, nobody out, here in the bottom of the 10th inning for the Generals. Bottom of the 10th, runners on first and third, nobody out here for Brady Disher. First pitch on the way from Stivers to Disher is going to miss inside for ball 1. And the count now 1-0. As 9 balls thrown by Tristan Stivers and only 4 strikes. One 0 count. Pitch on the way, and Disher is going to fly this one to right field, but just going to hook foul. Morissette took off for second base, but the count will now sit 1-1. One count here to Disher. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1-1 pitch. Morissette's going to take off for second base. No throw down. And the Generals will now have runners on second and third in a 2-1 count. Two-one count to Disher. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count will now sit 2-2 here to Disher. Trent Brown on deck. Runners on second and third. Generals just need a base hit to win the game. And the 2-2 pitch is going to miss inside, and it's now full 3-2. So a 3-2 count here to Disher, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Looking to finish the game strong. As the 3-2 count, pitch on the way from Stivers is going to be swung on and missed by Disher. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. So Disher is going to strike out swinging. And now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th, runners still on second and third. Here for Trent Brown. First pitch on the way to Brown is going to miss high and upside. 4-1. Trent Brown is 0 for 2 tonight for the Generals. Looking to be the hero here in the bottom of the 10th. 1-0 pitch on the way to Brown. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count is now even at 1. 1-1 count to Brown. Morissette on second, Vargas on third. 1-1 pitch from Stivers. That one will miss outside. 4-2. Two 2-1 count to Brown. Michael Williams is going to come in to pinch hit in the on-deck circle. As the 2-1 count to Brown. Brown is going to swing and miss at that one. 4 strike 2. 2-2 count to Brown. Runner still on second and third base. As the 2-2 pitch to Brown will miss outside for ball 3. And the count is now full to Brown. Once again, Michael Williams will come in to pinch hit and is in the on-deck circle. 3-2 count to Brown. Big pitch coming on the way from Stivers. And that one is going to be swung on and missed by Trent Brown. And that will be out number 2 here in the bottom of the 10th inning. So Michael Williams will try to come in and be the hero here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And we're going to have a quick mound visit here between the Bombers head coach and Tristan Stivers, as Michael Williams will step up to the plate. Runners on second and third here in the bottom of the 10th. We're going to step aside for just a second. You don't want to miss this. Bottom of the 10th inning, Michael Williams comes in to pinch hit with runners on second and third here, as the first pitch from Stivers is going to be right down the middle for strike 1. So the Generals could let down a huge opportunity here if Michael Williams cannot get this ball in play. As the 0-1 pitch from Williams, to Williams from Stivers is going to miss outside, and it's now a 1-1 count. Jeffries, the batter, on deck if needed here in the bottom of the 10th. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way to Williams. That one is going to be in there for strike 2. The fans here do not like the call. But the count now sits at 1-2 here to Williams. And Tristan Stivers is one strike away from getting out of this jam. And a big pitch coming from Stivers to Williams, and this is going to be grounded over to Haller, and the throw over to first is going to be in time. And the Bombers are going to get out of the bottom of the 10th here with no runs on the board, even though the Generals had runners on second and third with nobody out. So we're going to go to the 11th. Generals and Bombers remain tied 6-6. Back here in Victoria, top of the 11th inning. Generals and Bombers remain tied 6-6 as the first pitch here in the top of the 11th will be in there for ball 1 from Kyle Backus. And the batter up is going to be Zach Iverson. As Iverson looking like he wants to get a different helmet. So the Bombers get out of the 10th inning while the Generals had runners on second and third base, nobody out. And Tristan Stivers comes through in the clutch and gets 3 straight outs. The former General. And we are now in the top of the 11th inning. And a 1-0 count to Iverson is going to miss way outside for a 2-0 count. So the count now 2-0 here to Iverson. Coker on deck as Iverson's going to foul this one off for strike 1. Count now sits at 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Iverson from Backus. That one will miss high and away. And it's now 3-1. So a 3-1 count now to Iverson. Pitch from Backus. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now sits 3-2. Full count to Iverson. Pitch from Backus is going to be fouled off once again, and Zach Iverson staying alive here in the at-bat. So a 3-2 count still. Here to Iverson. Cole Coker, the batter, on deck. As the 3-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed by Iverson. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. So after the strikeout there by Iverson, back to the top of the 11th inning, Cole Coker will be the batter. As the first pitch from Coker is going to miss down in the dirt for ball one. 1-0 count here to Cole Coker from Backus. That one is going to be in there for a strike. 2 for 5 tonight with an RBI. And the 1-1 pitch is going to be popped up over to the left side. Servin is running for it. Over towards the Generals dugout. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to be out number 2. 0-1 count now to Casey Danley. After the foul ball, DJ Petrinsky, the batter, on deck. 0-1 pitch is just going to miss outside, and it's going to be now an even 1-1 count. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way from Backus. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count will now sit 1-2. 1-2 count. Here to Danley. Pitch from Backus. Here to Danley. Pitch from Backus is going to be flown foul. Once again, and the count remains 1-2. The count remains 1-2. Here to Danley. And the 1-2 pitch from Backus is going to be swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Backus, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 11th as the Generals and the Bombers remain tied up 6-6. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 11th inning. Bombers and Generals remain tied 6-6. as Tristan Stivers remains on the mound for the Bombers. And the first batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 16, Thomas Jeffries. So a rough night tonight for Jeffries, 0 for 5. Looking to get something rolling here, as the first pitch to Jeffries from Stivers will miss outside for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Jeffries. Wind up and pitch from Stivers. That one will miss out. And it's now a 2-0 count. 2-0 count to Jeffries. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck. As a 2-0 pitch from Stivers is going to miss inside for ball 3. And it's now a 3-0 count. Three-0 count to Jeffries. Pitch on the way from Stivers. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. So a 3-1 count to Jeffries here in the bottom of the 11th inning. The Bombers with 12 hits on the night, and the Generals with 11. Back and forth game all night. 3-1 count to Jeffries, as the pitch from Stivers is going to miss outside for ball 4. And there will now be a runner on first base with nobody out here for Dominic Cox. So Dominic Cox will now step into bat. And a big night tonight, 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 1 RBI for Cox. Dominic Cox had the solo home run in the bottom of the 9th inning, which caused extras. And Cox looking like he wants to bunt here, and he is going to bunt. Jeffries is going to head down to second base, and it's going to be a stolen bag for Thomas Jeffries. So Jeffries is going to get the stolen bag down to second base. And it's now a 1-0 count. And with that stolen bag, Thomas Jeffries has tied the TCL all-time record for stolen bags in a season. And it's now a 1-0 count here to Dominic Cox. As the 1-0 pitch, Jeffries is going for the record for most stolen bags in a season, and he has it. As Thomas Jeffries is going to be down to third, and Jeffries now leads the TCL all-time with stolen bases. And a standing ovation here by the fans. And it's now a 2-0 count. Now a 1-1 count here to Dominic Cox. But once again, Jeffries with that stolen base down to third leads the TCL all-time now in stolen bases in a season. So an impressive feat there by Jeffries. 1 game remaining here in the season, and it comes in the bottom of the 11th inning. And a 1-1 count here to Dominic Cox. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way from Stivers is going to be fouled back for strike 2. And it's now a 1-2 count. One-two count to Dominic Cox. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike 3, and Dominic Cox is going to go down looking for out number 1. So Tristan Stivers continues to come through in the clutch here. And now the runner on third base, one out here for Chase Evans. Chase Evans tonight 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. And the first pitch on the way is going to be right down the middle for strike one. And the count now 0-1 here to Evans. Serving the batter on deck. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be in there, and the count is now 0-2. (0-2) count to Chase Evans. Big pitch coming here by Stivers. As the pitch is going to be in there for strike 3. And Chase Evans is going to swing and miss at that one. And there is now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th inning. And the runner still remaining at third base. So now 2 outs, runner on third. Giancarlo Servin will try and be the hero. But Tristan Stivers digging himself out of the hole. And now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th. As the first pitch to Servin is and a strikeout. And also a run scored. 1-0 pitch on the way. A wild pitch. Jeffries is going to go home. And that's going to be your ball game on the wild pitch by Tristan Stivers. And the Generals are going to take Game 2 here at Riverside Stadium. That's your final score here from Riverside with the wild pitch. Generals take Game 2 7-6 and finish the game off on the wild throw. In the final regular season game, the Generals will win 7-6. But once again, the Bombers winning last night means the Bombers will have home field advantage in the TCL playoffs. And the TCL playoffs will begin on Wednesday night, and the Generals will be right here at Riverside Stadium